Hi Sagittarius, welcome back. Those of you who are new, welcome to the Blue Star Energy Tarot with Cindy. I'm glad you're here. Can you believe we're in December 2024? This year was so packed full. So much has transpired. It leads me to think and question what's happening in 2025. And I say that because the energy right now is incredible. There's a lot of shifting going on. Things are changing rather quickly. This is on a macro level and a micro level. I did a reading on the unexpected energy. Do check that out. Let's see what we have for you today. First card out. Oh, we're using the Citadel and the Grand Lux today. We have the Storyteller. What story are you telling? Whoops. Cards are like sticking. We have the Tailor. Putting something together, eh? And then the last card is the Twins. Gemini energy. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Vengeance. Interesting. Okay, Sagittarius. Let's see what we have. I was talking about, excuse me, the energy coming up in 2025. In 2024, we spoke about all year about anchoring in the I am, recognizing who you are, releasing things that don't resonate with you, and really settling into your true essence. The next couple of months, the end of 2024 leading into, I want to say somewhere around March, it's relatively the same thing, except there is momentum to the energy. It's going to require quick shifting. Things will come up where you'll need to, shift your perspective, make decisions, and the key to it is really to understand who you are and make decisions based on what nurtures us, what lifts us up, what helps us to stay in a higher vibration, a resonance, if you will. I spoke about that video I did on the abrupt energy. There is, excuse me, world power shifts going on. We will see, leaders in prominent positions either stepping down, getting pushed out, or even leaving the earthly plane. This is a time period where the energy is so abrupt that you go to sleep one night with one perception of your reality, and you wake up and you find that, a king abdicated the throne. The Pope stepped down. I'm not saying that these things are going to happen. It's just that's the nature, the type of energy that we're going to experience. There is a level here of CEOs, leaders of organizations, companies, government positions. There's going to be a lot of shifting around. And this is not just in the United States. This is throughout the whole world. For the most part, it should not affect the minions. It shouldn't really affect us unless, of course, you're directly related to or connected to that company, organization, or person, or persons, that it's actually transpiring, that's actually experiencing it. I tell my one-to-one clients, when things get clamoring, when you see that people aren't getting along, when you see there's a bit of chaos, to just step away, step into yourself, stay within your home, your hearth, you know, take care of yourself, your family, your tribe, your immediate community, and let the chaos, the distortions to blow by. Because in all truth, it won't affect you unless, of course, you engage with it. This is a time period where those people who are disconnected from their higher selves, they sit in this duality, who resonate, if you will, in denser energies. This is a time period for them to shift, change, and reacquaint themselves with their spiritual aspect, their interconnections. I mean, it's for all of us, but for those who have done some work on themselves, as you have, Sagittarius, it pretty much will run by us. However, I will say it will affect you in different ways. Hard to say how, but you might go to sleep, wake up one day and find a bill where, you know, something that cost you $10 is now costing you $120. I mean, maybe something like that, and I just use that loosely, not that I'm seeing that. It's just that there's a surprise, quote, shock, quote, purpose in I want to say, like, put a zinger in you. There is a reason for it. It is meant to get us acquainted with ourselves and how we can shift ourselves in a smoother, more open flowing way. What do I mean? In other words, instead of getting all pissed off that your bill is now $120, you could sit back and contemplate and say, okay, well, at $10 a month the value was good, at $120 it's not, therefore I'm going to cancel whatever the subscription or whatever it is. You know, it's really just trying to get you into this place of understanding yourself, adjusting your perspective, and moving in that direction that supports and nurtures you. Okay, Sagittarius, you've got the storyteller, the tailor, and the twins. The storyteller. What is your story, Sagittarius? What do you tell others? What do you say to yourself? What is your story? What is your viewpoint? And do you try to control it? Or do you allow it to flow? I'm looking at these hands, right? Puppets, shadow puppets. Fake it till you make it. Does that make any sense to you? It might to somebody. I'm going to move on from that. Thank you. The tailor. Sagittarius. You're creating something. Something that you're like so excited about. You're creating it. 1 second. Focusing on details. That's the current energy. What are you telling yourself about the details of what you're working on? Fake it till you make it? Maybe. Maybe it's like getting past that threshold. I do artistry sometimes. I do some painting. And when you paint, there's a point where it's just too ugly. And it took me years and years and years to realize once you get past that ugly threshold, then things start to open up and flow. Is that what I'm picking up here? You're trying to control instead of allowing it to flow and just keep moving through that threshold. I don't know. We'll know more when we get the more cards on there. And then we have the twins. That to me is the Gemini energy, right? Dualities, your dual nature. Perhaps it's that fake it till you make it. It's like a protection for you. It's like, I'll just do it till I can't do it no more, until it just doesn't work no more. Until I get it through my thick skull that it's not for me. I don't know if that's resonating with you, Sagittarius. It's a little weird what I'm picking up. But I'm getting something to the effect of dual nature, right? Right? What is it when they say on the fence going both ways? It is a way for you to protect yourself. Oh, I'm just trying this out. If it doesn't work, no big deal. I wasn't really invested in it. Maybe, perhaps. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have the Vengeance. Yeah, it's like leaving that door open, right? Both sides of the fence where you can take a quick exit and say, oh, it was no big deal. It just allows you to make a choice at a particular point without having to put it all in, if you will. Does that make sense? Faking it till you make it. Working through that threshold, or just going through the motions so that you can let it go and it won't bother you as much, perhaps. It leaves the door open. I don't know. Let's see what we get for clarifiers here. I am using the Grand Lux. Storyteller, viewpoint, control, faking it till we make it. What do we have for Sagittarius, please? We have the 8 of Coins. This is about your work, what you dedicate yourself to. Temperance. Wow, that feels pretty powerful. The Tailor is clarified by the Tower. Yep. And the 6 of Coins. And the Twins, whoops, is clarified by the Emperor. And the 8 of Wands. On the bottom of the deck, you have the 3 of Coins. Yep. So this is about you staying focused on what it is that you are trying to create and asking help along the way. Whereas here, this 3 of Pentacles is about you doing the work, paying attention to details, but it's also about collaborating with others. If you lack a particular skill, to ask help, to reach out. Here, it's like fake it till you make it. Trying to control the situation, being on the fence. Like, you can lean one way or the other, and if you trip one way, then the other way's like, that's okay, I wasn't totally invested. And maybe that's what this 3 of Pentacles is suggesting. That if you need help in trying to build something, to understand something, to ask for help. Or at least it doesn't have to be asking for help. It could be the act of doing a Google search, a research, understanding what you're doing, right? Okay, so we have the storyteller, and it's clarified by the Eight of Coins and the Temperance. Now, seeing that we have the Three of Coins here, and you're trying to create something, that fake it till you make it, this is your life's work. Or, if it's not your life's work, this is the Eight of Coins. This is what you dedicate your time to. This is what you focus most of your time to. It could be a hobby. It could be work. It could be finances. It could be anything. But there's an aspect of this that you're needing to pay attention to details, to ask for some assistance or get guidance as to what you are doing, because this faking it till you make it is okay, but at some point we need to educate ourselves and bring it into balance. We have the Temperance here, and the Temperance card is about healing, is about hope, balance, is about alchemy. And when I say alchemy, understanding that which you are doing, and perhaps doing some research to find an aspect that you can hone in on, that you can zone in on, so that it can reflect what it is that you're trying to do. It's almost as if there's a control factor here. Like, you don't want to ask for help because you don't want to be controlled, perhaps. But you can just ask questions of others who have the experience, or you could do the research, if you will. There is success here. In all intent and purposes, this is in the past position. So maybe that's what you've been doing. Working on that, trying to focus in and allow it to grow. But here we have in the center, the tailor. Attention to detail. Your pride. And it's clarified by the Tower and the Six of Coins. So don't freak out. The Tower is what? It's a different perspective. It is a deconstruction of something so that you can build it up with strength. And the Six of Coins is about an exchange of energy. Perhaps whatever it is that you were working on did not have flow to it. What you put out was not bringing to you the nurturing, the lifting, the support that you needed. This really does reckon with the idea of asking for help, guidance, research. You need to pay attention to some details to help you shift into a new state, a new thought process, so that you can be in a position of strength. And we see that here in the Emperor. It is something interesting. There's an aspect within you, Sagittarius, that you've learned in the past that you can apply here. What is that? 1 second. Okay. I'm picking up shadowing somebody. I used to be an RN. And when we would train new nurses, they would shadow you. We call it a preceptorship. They would shadow us. And maybe that's something that you did in the past, or perhaps that's an idea moving forward, a perspective. Follow somebody. Work with another. or observe another shadow. I mean, I could be ghosting too, but this is really about you having a better understanding as to what you're trying to do. Your life work, your passion, your interest, what you focus your attention, needing some help, that you either shadowed somebody, you worked with somebody in this, whatever this is, or it's a good idea to follow or watch another to gain the information that you need so that you can shift your perspective and be in a more even flow state with whatever this is. There is pride here. There is pride. I'm sorry, 1 second. Is this about somebody starting over from the beginning and they're too embarrassed? Is that why fake it till you make it? All right, I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave that be. And this is the current energy. What's coming up in the future, we have the twins, that dual nature, that self-protecting aspect of playing both sides of the fence, right? If you fall one way, you're like, oh, that's okay, I don't mind. You fall the other, it's like, it's just like this self-protecting shadow. It's your shadow protecting you. This dual nature, if you can switch that and let your shadow know that you no longer need protection, there's a sense of uncomfortableness here. To release that is to bring out your strength, is to allow that energy to move rather quickly. This also references a message from somebody in authority, perhaps. Pay attention to emails, texts. This speaks of communication. It's Mercury. Be decisive. It is a choice. 1 second. Is there anything else in here? 420. Awakening the alchemy tools that are within you. Having the strength to heal, to mend, to change your perspective, to bring your work, that what you dedicate yourself to, into balance. And when we put it into balance, the exchange, what we put out into the external, then subsequently will nurture us and give us the strength as we move forward. I like that. Thanks, Sagittarius. Be well. Happy holidays. Peace.